Hello, good evening, and welcome back. Here we have yet another example of people from third world countries wanting to bring their culture with them and getting annoyed at people who have their own standards. Yes, that's right, that the same things that led to certain countries being so-called shitholes is now being forced upon other countries and private enterprises that wish to maintain their own dignity. So, from the BBC News earlier today, Muslim women defy ban to swim in burkinis at French pool. Yes, that's right. A business has its own dress standards and they wish to defy it because they're a privileged group. It's like you can't enter a pub if you have a cap, or maybe high vis, you can't enter a nightclub if you're wearing trainers or jeans, whatever it is. And you go, okay, fair enough, let me remove this item of clothing that may be pertinent to my character, maybe I'm well known for wearing this, but if I wish to use your premises and not go elsewhere, I will conform to your standards. Fair enough. I will remove this clothing and get changed in a way that is suitable to you. Instead of that, these people say, oh no, we must be permitted because we're a privileged group for some reason. It's like, one rule for me, another for you. It's like, yes, your rules don't mean as much as mine. We don't care for French law as much as Sharia law. That's why we have our own courts. Because that makes sense, and that's integrating into the community, isn't it? So we have Operation Burkini, was launched by a group of Muslim and non-Muslim women in Grenoble. Muslim women in France are disobeying the rules at a local swimming pool by wearing burkinis. Find somewhere else to swim. Make your own. Why not? Where you can wear whatever you want. I mean, be cautious if you allow people to cover themselves up and hide whatever they want, as we have this story from 4 years ago. Saudi Arabia mosque bombing. ISIS suicide bomber disguised as woman. Targets Shias. Yes, that's right. Most of the suicide bombings are carried out by Muslims, and most of the victims are also Muslims, because they can't even sort it out amongst themselves. As the Bible says, get your own house in order before trying to sort out somebody else's. It's like before you start trying to move the speck in somebody else's eye, remove the plank from your own. That's a good life lesson for everybody, including the Muslims. I know they don't abide by it, but nonetheless, I'm atheist. And I still abide by it, that it's good to get your own house in order before sorting out other people's. Same thing for UK foreign aid. So, if we have our own people struggling, then maybe we should sort our own people out before we try enforcing that on other people. Because if we're not good enough for our own people, what makes you think you're going to help other people instead of hinder them? You're probably going to create a bigger problem. So sort your own house first, and then you can help out other people. Or as Dr. Jordan B. Peterson says, clean your room. This person received suspicion from volunteer guards and ended up killing 4 people and not getting into the mosque that they wanted to bomb. But nonetheless, it's an example of why if somebody's covering themselves, maybe it's not for innocent intentions. That maybe in a high trust society, we shouldn't allow people to do it. And you might be wondering, oh, burkini, so that's like a burqa, so that's permitted under Islam because it sounds like burqa. No, it isn't. Because if you're wondering what the teachings are from the Quran, it's modesty, that you cannot show off your body. So anything that is skin tight, like these ladies are wearing here, is not permitted. Which again is the same reason why it's an issue when you just follow orders blindly instead of understanding why they're there in the first place. It's like, okay, so why is it here? Let me question it. Because if somebody has a reason for why they're putting in these rules or these stipulations or these requirements, preferences, and you ask why, and they know why and they like it, they're going to be really pleased that you asked, because they're going to be thinking, oh my god, somebody's actually taking an interest. Thank you so much. I would love to share my reasoning because I think this is genius and you will love it as well. Thank you. Let me talk you through it. Isn't this amazing? But if somebody doesn't know why they're doing it and they're insecure and they're afraid, then you're just going to say, oh, shut the fuck up. Huh. You keep doing it. You can't question things. La, 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 la. Which seems to be what's happening here, that people are just going, oh, this is what's been told, let's not think about it, let's not actually have to deal with that cognitive dissonance, let's just do what we're told even though it doesn't make any sense. So in a protest inspired by US civil rights pioneer Rosa Parks, not at all, because skin colour isn't an inalienable characteristic and is something you cannot change. You can easily change your clothing. They bathed in suits covering their entire bodies apart from the face, hands and feet in the city of Grenoble on Sunday. Again, as I say, this is not permitted by the Quran. If you're trying to claim your Islamic reasoning, then read up about it, because it doesn't make sense. Oh, and how would you feel if men were to wear these, I mean, it's, as Dr. Hembrickan pointed out, it's basically a safe space. It's a personal safe space just for women. So they can move around and not be identified, but it's banned everywhere for men. Yeah, you try being a man wearing a burqa or niqab or hijab. It ain't gonna work for you. That's banned, but only for men. It's fine for women in most places, but it's banned for men. The Jean Blanc swimming pool is among many in France that ban bikinis. Sure, it's your own private business. You ban what you want. If you're seen as intolerant, people won't go to you. Then maybe you'll consider changing your practices, or you'll die out. That's fine. Many people in the country regard the swimsuit as a symbol of political Islam and incompatible with secularism. Well, it clearly is. So you're defying our standards, our requirements, our regulations, and why are you doing it? Because of religion? Because of politics? Right. Well, then that is incompatible with secularism, by definition. Operation Burkini was launched last month by members of the group Citizen Alliance of Grenoble. Doesn't that sound great? To defend what they say is the right of Muslim women. Yeah, you have a right to not go there. Nobody's forcing you to go there. Nobody's forcing you to strip off. You don't have to go there. What happened at the pool? After changing into bikinis, the Muslim women, Muslim members of the group, were told by lifeguards that the swimsuits were not allowed. Cool. Like, take your hat off, take your high vis off, take your trainers off, change your clothes. As are the same everywhere. Despite this, they entered the pool and bathed for about an hour, with members of the community, many of whom cheered and applauded them for doing so. Oh, like the people who applauded Mark Fields when he removed the Greenpeace activist, and yet he was still suspended. It's a bit of a double standard here, isn't it? Because this is a privileged community. Oh, you're Muslim. Oh my God, no. The women were later questioned by police and each fined €35. I'm sure their husbands paid for it, for breaching the rules. Is that all? Wow. Speaking to the BBC, two of the Muslim women involved in the protest, Hasiba and Latifa, said that they should have the same rights as other citizens. Well, you do. We have the same standards for everybody. Cool? Good. But you want special privileges, don't you? Yes. We have a dream. Oh, yes. Quote Martin Luther King Jr., because that makes you sound so noble. To have fun in public swimming pools like all other citizens. Well, you can. Nobody cares if you're Muslim or not. But if you're making a point of it, politicking, then yeah, people are going to point it out. Because you've provoked them. To accompany our children whenever they want to have a swim while it is very hot in the summer here in Grenoble. Great, I would also love to go to a swimming pool. Funny thing is, I can't afford it. But I should be allowed to go, shouldn't I? I should be like, money? No, you're discriminating against the poor. I'm here now. So what do you mean? I've now spent time here instead of working so I don't have enough money to eat. No. You're discriminating against me. Doesn't work, does it? First world problems. Go swim in the sea if you want. That's fine. What are places that don't even have swimming pools or public swimming baths to begin with? What then? We must fight against discriminatory policies, there aren't any, and prejudice in France, as we're actually deprived of our civil rights. No, you're not. Of access to public services and city-owned infrastructures. No, you're not. No, you're not at all. Are you okay if I wear a burqa? No. That seems very discriminatory. That's very prejudiced. Because I'm a man. That's okay, because I'm a gay man, but I also identify as a woman. Because I know you guys are fine with gay men and transgenders, aren't you? You don't stone them at all. You don't throw them off of buildings. No. You're definitely accepting of them. Oh, you're not? Fuck off then. There are a load of Muslim countries which would be more than happy to welcome you. Off you go. Oh, but you don't want them because they're backward societies that don't have a welfare state that you can take advantage of, that don't privilege you, and don't make a big thing of something which isn't an issue at all. Oh. So you know that the Western countries are better because they don't adhere to Islam. You know that, you admit that, and yet you're trying to revert us back to the Dark Ages. Have a think. In a Facebook post, the Citizen Alliance said the move was part of a campaign that began in May 2018, with a petition signed by more than 600 Muslim women urging Grenoble Mayor Eric Piolle to reform the rules governing public swimming pools. Cool, so what you're saying is, hey, you better agree to us, otherwise we're going to do it anyway. Yeah, because the law means nothing to it if it isn't Sharia, even though you're breaking Sharia law because it's skin tight and that isn't allowed. How backwards are you? Responding to events on Sunday, a member of France's centre-right party, the Republicans, Mathieu Chamoisy. Political Islam is moving forward step by step, and the cause of women are receding. Oh yeah, because Mohammedans. Yeah, it's great. Like, it's a good point Dr. Amnikan pointed out, that no matter who you are, where you line up the political spectrum, no matter what you think, you can get the applause you're looking for. If you just say, those people over there are oppressing the Wamens, then people will applaud, and they will love you. It's bullshit. Burkini is a mix of Burke and Burkini. Oh my god, thank you for that revelation. Are marketed to Muslim women as a way for them to swear in public while adhering to modesty ethics. Yes, edicts. They were made in 2016 by an Australian. Doesn't make much sense now, does it? But let's not mention that, because it blows our point out of the water. But the bikini remains controversial in France, but authorities in several French towns have proposed banning the garment altogether. Fair enough. Fair enough. Because I'm allowed to wear my motorcycle helmet into shops, aren't I? No. Oh. In 2010, France became the first European country to ban the full-face veil in public. Good, well done. Saudi Arabia doesn't like it either, because it's an example of extremist Islam from ISIS, and they don't like that, because as I just showed, they get bombed by them. Oh no, we got a €35 fine. Yes, but you haven't been bombed, have you? Mention that to the people who are like, oh yeah, the Grande. Yes, in Manchester, that's where I am. And Manchester was close apart, so that's definitely the same thing. Oh yes. Clothes you can change out of, and skin colour you can't change at all. Well, they're synonymous, aren't they? We're not conflating anything at all. But apparently she inspired Operation Burkini, and she was arrested for refusing to give up her seat for white passengers in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. At the time, black travellers were required to pay at the front of the bus, leave it, walk to the back of the vehicle, and then re-enter. But clearly wrong. They also had to give up their seats for white customers if the bus started filling up. Okay. Ms. Park's protest sparked a bus boycott and eventually led to the end of racial segregation on buses in the US. Cool, you are aware people will take advantage of this, and people might not want your religion, because that is still a choice. Are you saying, oh, it's not a choice, because the cost of apostasy, which is leaving the religion, is death? Right. That sounds like a religion I don't want anywhere near me. You're saying convert or die. Okay, not with apostasy, but that is still the edicts, to use your word, of Islam. Muhammad said, with infidels, Jews, Christians, atheists, strike them at the neck where you find them. Maybe that's why there are so many beheadings. And his final words were the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, what are your last words? Considering the Quran recites his life, and anything at the end supersedes anything at the beginning. So if at the beginning he were to say, like, I don't know, rice is good, and at the end say rice is bad, that means rice is bad. There's a contradiction, but the thing at the end supersedes the thing at the beginning. And he said the same thing at the end. His final words, not peace and love to all, but kill the atheists, the Christians, and the Jews. Anyone who isn't a Muslim, kill them. Did he care about a full-face burqa? No, he didn't. Or full-face veil? No, he didn't. But apparently, now it matters. Not everywhere, because some view it as a form of Islamic extremism, and others don't like it because it hides their identity, and they can get away with other things, especially considering it isn't allowed to show your body, which means you can hide other things underneath it. And I've already mentioned how it is with the UK and police, that if you're covering your face, that's allowed, but if they think there's a bit of suspicion, they will ask you to remove it. But you can ask for it to be away from public, and you can also ask for it to be of somebody of the same gender. Let's not get into saying that you identify as an attack helicopter. Good luck finding a policeman like that. But, sure, it's just going to be one-on-one with this female police officer, and I'm clearly a man, and I can clearly overpower her. But that's okay, isn't it? No? Maybe there's a pragmatic reason to this as well. Have you thought about that? But basically this just comes down to companies or businesses being able to require a dress code that they want. What about nudists who don't want to wear anything? Are they allowed out? No, of course they're not. Cool. So why are you allowed special privileges? You shouldn't be. You're not. And I hope that finds the beginning of the end. Anyway, that's it for now. Do let me know what you think about it. Do you think, that they should be allowed special privileges because of their religion, and they can't change that because they have no agency? They can't think for themselves because they're just poor brown people. Because that sounds rather racist to me, but then again we know that, don't we? The glowing people think, you're an individual, here you go, here's the information, Let me talk to you. Cool, job done. Left-wing people think, okay, I'm going to talk. Oh, you're a brown person. Okay, let's be really delicate, because I know you're not going to understand anything, so let's be really patronising how we talk to you. Sorry, am I speaking too quickly? Are my words too big for you? How about we be monosyllabic? Sorry. Simple words. Yeah, that's the Hidden Tribes research. Look into it if you're interested. But this is fucking bullshit. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I wrong? Let me know. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel, help her grow, good stuff. Like this and share it around. Let me know what you guys think. And I will see you next time.